What's good? What's up, beautiful Facebook folks? See if a few people get on real quick. Like I said, I purposely changed up my page, keep a few people on, so I don't ever expect too many people getting on, but the people getting on, I want you to have the info. I'm making this specifically for the few people that I choose to interact with. What's good, bro? What's good? What's good? What's good? I need to explain thoroughly. I want to be able to verbally articulate to you why I say it's always your fault, black man, and why you should just accept that. Ross, what's up? Oh, nah, man. Getting ready to head over to my mother's house for Sunday dinner. That's it. Mr. Cash, what's going on, bro? Listen, this video is me giving a full explanation so that you can hear it, as opposed, sometimes when you read stuff, it sometimes it gets lost in translation a little bit, but this is the full explanation of why it's always your fault, black man. And once you hear this full explanation, you'll see it. You'll see it in like every facet of the United States culture, every facet, every piece, every permeation of this society. You'll see how it's always, how if you just, once you understand what I'm saying, if you just take that to heart, life will be much easier. You can make a lot more progress. So I'll go ahead and get started. Other people can catch up later. So here's the bottom line. This is the reason it's always your fault, black man. Because everyone blames you anyway. And what do I mean by that? No one in this society, I can say Western society, but particularly in America, no one wants to accept their full fair share of the blame. And the common denominator of all deflection is the black man. That's the common denominator in every deflection, in every argument that tries to limit a person's responsibility or to absolve them from their responsibility. The deflection is always, oh, well, let's figure out a black man, or how to frame this in a way that black males are at fault also, because then we can create these different fallacy logic arguments, and people will spend time on those logically implausible arguments, those logical fallacies. They'll spend time arguing that instead of fixing and repairing the damage. So this is what I mean. Going into a situation, for instance, if you know that you're going into a building and inside that building, several people are going to have guns and they're going to be shooting at you, do you still walk into that building without a gun, without a plan, without proper armor? Or do you take the time to tell yourself, okay, I'm about to walk in this building that's going to be gunfire, so I'm going to have my proper armor up. I'm going to accept the fact that people... Hold on one second. Hold on. All right, sorry about that. That was my wife calling. Sorry about that. So listen. So this is what I'm saying. So if you preemptively know that something destructive and non-productive is about to happen, then it's your job to figure out a way how to bypass that or make it through the easiest way unscathed so that you can get to your goal. So this is what I'm saying. Stop arguing with black women that when you try to bring up a subject about positivity, about things that need to change, how it always ends up being, oh, well, what about black men? Oh, well, black men, don't even, don't even engage with them people anymore. Accept responsibility. You're right. Sure, whatever, and move on. Like, don't frame that argument. Don't fall into the framework of that argument so that other people's responsibility is put off on you. Just accept from the beginning, not you accept in your mind that it's your fault. You just accept that they're trying to make it your fault. That way, you know it's your fault. It's your fault off the top. You know that. So then that way, when somebody comes to you with some common sense and are willing to accept their responsibility, you don't make light of it. It's like a breath of fresh air. Like, I have somebody halfway intelligent. I have someone who's truly trying to be productive, and they accept their share or their part of the responsibility, and they're working on that instead of trying to figure out how to absolve themselves. So that's what I mean by it's always your fault. Just accept it. I don't care whether it's white people arguing about police killing black people. Well, black people kill black people. So what? What does that have to do? And we get into this debate back and forth, and they frame the argument, and it takes it away from where it should be. And we continue to argue with these people instead of cut them loose. Like, we just need to cut loose, not debate, not even waste our time articulating with these people. So that's what I mean by that. If we just accept the blame so that we can move on, so that we're not wasting our time. Somebody, oh, black man ain't shit. Okay, thank you for your input. Move on. That's it. That's all the conversation you get. I'm not about to go back and forth about black men not being shit. You see a black mother that's terrible to her kids. Oh, well, you know, this ain't just a black mother thing. It's a black father thing, too. What does that have to do? What does a terrible father have to do with a mother that's being a terrible mother? They have nothing to do with each other. You can be a single parent and still hold up your end of the bargain. You can still be a single parent and be a good parent. Your child may miss out on some things. Your child may need more, but that still doesn't mean because the other person is upholding their end of the bargain that you can just be an asshole. So this is what I'm saying by just accept blame. It's always going to be your fault, black man. I don't care what the argument is in America. Someone is always going to blame it on you, and we have spent the last 400 years arguing with people over their racism, over their inability to accept responsibility, and we to our own detriment. And that's the problem. So it's almost like that Eminem situation where he came out and was like, yeah, I'm poor, yeah, I'm from the trailer park, yeah, my mama's a drug addict, all that stuff. It's like, yeah, okay, yeah, I accept it. Now what? Now what? Okay, your argument's dead and done. There's no rebuttals back and forth. At that point, if someone does continue to try to debate or tell you that you ain't shit or tell you why it's your fault, if they continue to do that, then not only it convinces yourself that you did the right thing, but the other people on the outside then have to choose up in a black and white argument right there. Like, am I going to go with this self-destructive person that's only trying to tear people down and it's obvious that that's all they're trying to do? Or am I going to go with this person that's not wasting this time debating, arguing, trying to make somebody else mad, but they're moving on to the positive, productive things? That's what I'm saying. So just accept the responsibility. If your marriage break down, it's your fault. Now what? Now what? How do we proceed from here? Because 99.9% of the time, men, when a divorce happens, it's either something you did or something you didn't do. And you can't ever win that argument. There is no third possibility in that equation when you allow someone to frame that argument. But we go back and forth really trying to prove our point. You a man. We're men. And not only we're men, we're black men. Everyone villainizes us. Everyone loves to watch us. No one loves to be us, or no one loves to team up with us. We have to accept that. So once you accept that, then you stop wasting that time arguing and you start spending more time finding like-minded people. It's almost a talented 10th mentality without the classism in it, without the elitism in it. That's what it is. So it's not that I even have a problem necessarily with black women that's always trying to shirk responsibility. It's that I'm trying to stop good, positive black men from wasting their time in these circular, non-winnable arguments, or I'm trying to stop I'm trying to stop them from choosing these women. Let them get with these simps. Let them get with these weak, dudes mentally that's not masculine and don't care about, they just looking for pussy. Let them get with those dudes for a while and then see if these women end up changing their mind. If they don't, then let them have their happy life. Like, I'm not trying to take anyone's happiness. And if your happiness is hating on black men, then, live your best life. But if I remove myself from that situation, I never know it. It doesn't affect me. It doesn't hurt, because those type of people, beyond being internet trolls, beyond, one of them maybe getting through your Facebook security protocols and being able to comment on your Facebook page, those people are insignificant and they play no part in your life. None. So I don't care what someone, you can politely disengage from any debate conversation. You can politely disengage, like there is no problem. And I want this to be clear and I want this to be understood, because I went through a situation. The reason why I changed up my Facebook and how I interact and stuff is I went through a situation that, because I love black men and I love masculinity, that I was vilified by this group of black feminists, and they were going around to Facebook friends and dogging me out and calling business partners and business associates, and they really worked to stop my last book that I wrote for black girls, Understanding Money. Like, they fought to have that book totally destroyed and discredited and all of that. And in having a conversation with one of them, I asked them why, and they said, because you don't think the way we think. That's it. Nothing logical. Nothing about, give us a copy of the book and then we can see whether or not we approve of it. Not even that. Just, you don't think the way that we think. And you're starting to get a following and a voice, and we have to make sure that people don't follow your toxic, how they put it, the toxic information that you put out there for black people and black families. All right, well, so that's why, I was moving towards my current mentality, but at that point, that's when I was like, see, I wasted time even just accept the blame and move on. See, once you just be like, okay, yeah, cool. Not in a dismissive way. So I'm saying it in a very dismissive way, because part of what we do is we just dismiss stupidity in a very dismissive way, and that causes even more problems. Just respectfully disengage. Like I gave an example, something that I always do is when someone says something stupid or someone's blaming something on black men when black men shouldn't even be brought up in the conversation at that time, or they try to engage me with this type of stuff, I just always be like, wow, I never thought about it that way. Or, man, that's a great point. But, unfortunately, I have a lot of work to do right now. So I can't engage with you right now, but I look forward to, meeting up with you next time, or that's a beautiful blouse. Where'd you get that blouse? I got to make sure I tell my wife. So it's basically just a compliment sandwich, but it's a compliment sandwich disengage practice. So you give them a compliment, you give your exit excuse, and then you give them another compliment, and you keep it moving, and you avoid them people like the plague. That's it. So when I say it's always your fault, that's what I mean by it's always your fault. Not that it's truly always your fault. It's just accept it. Just take ownership on it so you can move on. Or that's always a way that you can tell who people are. Like, that should be your factor in determining who you're going to spend your time with. Like, your time should be valued, and it should be valuable. So if you're going to spend your time having a discussion or a talk or a debate with someone, are they worthy? Are they worthy of your time? And if they come at you with something just absolutely stupid, hey, look, it's been real, but the baby's crying and I need to give my wife a break. So, oh, well, by the way, where'd you get those shoes? Oh, really? Okay, I got to make sure I tell my wife about that website. All right, well, it was good seeing you again. I'll talk to you later. That's it. All right, that's all I wanted to hit y'all with today. About to go get this good food at my mama's house. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.